But the first step is to calculate your FIRE number. You need to know how much you need to have saved and invested without having an active income. My basic formula to calculate the FIRE number is the annual expenses multiplied by 25, and that's how much I need invested to retire early. My annual expenses by 3, and that's how much I need saved to retire early. Before you calculate your FIRE number, you'll need to assess your overall financial health. You can ask yourself the following self-assessment questions. How much do you need or do you have saved in your retirement, such as 401k, TSP, or IRA? What is the cash value of your pension fund, if you have any? What is your credit score? Are you retiring with a balance on your mortgage or a paid off home? How much cash do you have in your savings? And what are your expenses for non-discretionary items? And those should be your essential expenses like rent, mortgage payments, HOA, gas, insurance, and things that you cannot live without, even during in your retirement. How much do you have saved outside your retirement and emergency fund? And after answering these questions, you'll need to calculate your net worth. Calculating your net worth is a good indicator of your overall financial health. And you can download both my net worth calculator and FIRE calculator for free by visiting firestation.com/contact. On your net worth statement, you want to see if you have too much real estate or too much cash. Maybe you have too much in your retirement and not have enough in cash. You want to see if your net worth is actually balanced and not lopsided with one category more than the other. All right, and the second step is to have your rainy day fund that will cover your insurance deductible. So if your car insurance deductible is $500 and your medical deductible is another $500 and your homeowner's insurance deductible is $1,000, then you should have at least $2,000 saved in your rainy day fund, where you can access your cash immediately. This step is actually separate from your emergency fund, and because you're not maxing out your emergency fund until you reach step 5. And this is the cash reserve that's not too small, but also not too big in case of an emergency. The whole point of having some cash reserved in a rainy day fund is so that you don't get into more debt if you're already in debt. So if you don't have any debt, then obviously you don't need to do this step and just skip right to step 5. But just remember that if you ever need to use the cash and you're on step 4, you need to come back to step 2 to replenish your rainy day fund. You should only use it if it's something unexpected and necessary. Don't use it for entertainment, fun, and something else that's unnecessary. Remember those 2 words: expected, right? And necessary. Those are the 2 words that you need to use any of your rainy day fund. And after you have your rainy day fund set up, the next step is to save for your retirement, like your 401k, 403b, or TSP, but only up to your employer match. So if your employer offers a 100% match of your 5% personal contribution, then you should save at least 5% of your gross income to your 401k. You should never leave free money on the table, especially from your employer. If you don't have an employer match, then you just simply skip the step. And having your employer match is like getting a bonus from your employer. It's the same concept, all right? And my previous employer gave me 4% of my gross salary when I contributed 8% of my gross income. So that alone allowed me to save 12% of my income. If my employer gave me $5,000 a year for the next 20 years, with an 8% average return, that's almost $250,000 in free money from my employer with interest and earnings. And I'll say this again, don't ever leave free money on the table, ever.